We're starting the video. We are on page 91 in your grammar book. Okay. Oh, okay. Might need that. Coordinating conjunctions. You guys already know these. Remember fanboys? Who can tell me what fanboys stands for? You guys know fanboys?
Yeah.
Okay.
For and nor, but, or, yes, so.
Nice.
It has it on the page, actually.
Well, but he wasn't looking. He was looking around.
He's like, maybe
In his brain, he was like, wait, okay. I don't know about you guys, but I have to think of the letter, like I have to actually picture the word fanboys. But anyway, you got it. Good job. So fanboys, we know. And there's a reason it says here, it connects the same type of words, phrases, or clauses. And way back in week 2, that was like when we first started, you learned 2 comma rules. And the rules are if you list 2 or more of, actually more than 2, sorry, I should say it, adjectives, nouns, or whatever, you need commas between. So look at the first example where it says, Robin was kind, funny, and brave. Those are 3 adjectives that describe Robin. So there's commas after kind and funny. And then Robin was kind and funny. So since there's just 2 in that one, we don't need a comma. That's easy to remember. Then the next 2 are the new ones that you're going to learn. Look at the next example. The stranger waited and whistled a tune. So when you read that sentence, you know the stranger is the subject. And he's doing 2 things, waited and whistled. So it's basically, look at the note in the margin. It says MC, which is main clause, CC, which is and, that's your fanboys, and then the second verb, which is whistled. So it's a main clause, the stranger waited, and then another verb, whistled. So when it's like that, you don't need a comma. But look at the next one. The stranger waited, comma, and Robin whistled a tune. This one's different because it has 2 main clauses. Now remember, a main clause has a subject-verb pair. So the subject verb in the first part is stranger waited. And then after the fanboys and, you have Robin whistled. So you have 2 separate subject verb pairs. That means they're 2 separate main clauses. That rule says MC, comma, CCMC. Does that make sense to you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you see a subject after the fanboys word, that's usually going to tell you it's 2 main clauses together, and you need to have a comma between. And we're going to do a practice page with these in a second, but that's the rule. And here it is again down below, the comma rules. No comma is crossed out if you have a pattern MC, CC, second verb. But yes, comma, if you have MC, comma, CC, MC. So your clue, remember, main clauses have subject verb together. So if you have 2 of those, you're going to need a comma between. Okay? That's the general rule. Oh, and the 2 examples down here. So you've got Robin agreed to spar and made a staff. So here you've got your subject, Robin agreed, and the verb agreed, subject, Robin agreed. But then you also have the verb made, but no subject down here. So that means no comma. Robin agreed to spar and made a staff. The next example says, Robin agreed to spar, main clause, and CC, he made a staff. Because he is there, that's another subject. He made. That means you need a comma if you've got 2 main clauses there. So turn the page, you'll see a big list here. We're going to practice this page. You guys are going to take turns reading these sentences, and then you've got 2 choices underneath each sentence. You have MC, CC, second verb, or MC, comma, CC, MC. What is MC again?
Main clause.
Good, thank you. Main clause. So you're going to decide which pattern it follows. Okay, it's pretty easy once you read it. I'm going to have Ethier start over here. So you look ready to go. Read that first sentence and then tell me which pattern you think it is.
Robin accepted the challenge and collected his arrows.
Okay, so the first choice is MC, CC, second verb. Or the second choice is MC, comma, CC, MC. So you look.
First one.
It is the first one because there's no subject. Did you notice that at the second half of the sentence? So it's the first one. So circle MC, CC, second verb. That's that one. And we don't need to put in a comma because there's no subject after. Even though it says his arrows, the verb is collected and there's no subject that goes with collected, so it's just a second verb. Let's have Nico do the next one.
Robin accepted the challenge and he collected his arrows. The second one.
Yes, because it has he collected. It has Robin accepted, subject verb, and then he collected, subject verb again. So that does tell us we need a comma though, Nico. So where does the comma go?
Between challenge and?
Yes, exactly. So right after challenge, put a comma because that's right before the fanboys word and that's the pattern. MC, comma, CC, MC. All right, Nora, it's all you next.
The waterfall spilled over the cliff and it created a whirlpool.
Mm-hmm.
First one?
Nope, it's actually going to be the second one because you have it. It created. If it wasn't there, it would be the first choice because it's just a verb. But since you have the waterfall, that's the subject. The waterfall spilled, and then it created. So two subject verb. Yep. So where does the comma go in that one?
After.
Finished.
Goes right before the fanboys word. So
After cliff?
after cliff. Yes. Yes. So that's the pattern right here. MC, comma, and then CC is the fanboys word. So okay. Owen.
The water spill spilled over the cliff and created the whirlpool.
Sounded the same, but they did leave out a word in that one.
Without it.
Without it.
The second verb, the first one.
Yes, the first choice, which is MC, CC, second verb. We don't need a comma. Ellie, do you have your book or did you just forget it? Okay, that's okay. I just want to make sure you didn't lose it like forever or something. Okay. She's like, I don't think so, but I don't know. Okay, go ahead, John.
Little John released the arrow, but surprisingly missed the target. The first one.
First one, there you go, good.
Little John.
And Little John, and John read it.
Well,
But
there's
you're
a
not
second.
little, you're tall, so you'd be tall,
The
John.
little John is actually pretty tall.
Okay. It's like Tiny Tim, and he's like giant. Okay. So no comma there. So Ellie, how about the next one?
Little John released the arrow, but he missed the target, and that's the second one.
Yes, because we have he. Very good. And where does the comma go?
There is no comma. Wait, is there a comma?
There is.
There is a comma.
Uh-huh.
I think it's right after arrow.
Right after arrow. There you go.
Oh, we didn't even do commas and stuff.
Well, yours was, so put in the commas though. You do need to write them in. But the one you read didn't need a
Oh
comma.
yeah.
Yeah. So Lexi, when you're ready, do the next one.
Robin was an outlaw, so he could not return home. The second one?
The second one. And what is the fanboys or the coordinating conjunction in that sentence? So where does the comma go?
After outlaw.
After outlaw. Good. Okay. And Miles, look, it's perfect. Everybody had one. Do the last one.
Robin was an outlaw and could not return home. Is it the first one?
It's the first one. Yep, because they took out he, so no comma on that. Good. You guys got it. Awesome. Let's go to the practice page. Anybody want to read the sentence today? No, I see no's.
I'm good.
You're good.
You can watch
Yeah, let's volunteer somebody. I'll read it this time.
That works.
I welcome you to try, countered the stranger with a twinkle in his eye. I'm happy to wait. So I know where the quotes go, so I read it like that, but otherwise it would be weird to read. But there's a speaking part. There's two speaking parts in here. But before we get into that, your word is countered. So it's basically like when you're arguing, it's like the opposite view of something. So he's saying, whatever, do you know what happened before this in the story? What is he saying? I welcome you to try. Oh.
Yeah, he's making the staff.
Yeah, this is Rob.
sparring skills.
Yeah, this is
Sparring.
Robin talking. Yeah, I think this is Robin.
Is sparring is like sword fighting, right?
Or
Yeah.
fighting.
No.
Just
It's
fighting.
staff fighting.
It's
just-
fighting.
It's
It's
staff
like
It's
one-on-one.
just fighting
Let me look.
Doesn't matter.
with something.
Because I do it.
Oh, making moves of attacks and defense. Okay, fighting.
So
Okay,
it's
so he's
what
like,
we
I
use
welcome
is
you.
a-
It's like, bring it on. You know, I welcome you to try. Yeah. So check by vocabulary. There's 2 articles. Go ahead and find those by yourself.
Let's
And then we'll come back over here to Ether. What about the 3 nouns?
3 nouns.
Mm-hmm.
Ranger,
Mm-hmm.
I,
E-Y-E-I, yes. Uh-huh.
and Twinkle.
And twinkle, yes.
Wait, what are they?
Wow, it's like
Here.
spontaneous singing happening here.
Here and Twinkle.
E-Y-E-I, like eyeball. I.
And
Twinkle.
Nico, now pronouns. I,
You,
yes.
the I and I'm.
Very good. I and I'm.
I and I.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, there's 2 I's?
And
Yeah, I and I'm.
am is probably
Am is the
verb.
verb, yeah. So you can put that there if you want. Nora is gonna find the adjectives.
I am.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Lucky you.
Uh-huh.
Look at the nouns and see if there's something that tells whose or which one or how many.
The entire just starts to fly.
Okay.
Like I, E-Y-E. Who's the I?
His.
His. So his is actually an adjective. It's telling whose. And then it's at the end, describing I at the end. No, what do you think?
Happy.
Happy. That's a describing word.
Oh yeah, because you said.
Next, we're going to find the verbs, but I will tell you this. There's a couple in there that might throw you off. Like the word wait, but it says to wait. Did you notice to is wrong? How should we spell it,
I was like,
Owen?
it's the spell wrong.
That's spelled-
T-W.
No.
It's T-O.
Get rid of the O.
Do you remember you used to say twoo all the time? I always remember that about you, Nico. Every time I see that word, I'm like, oh.
I
Twoo.
don't say it, but I don't know last
So do I
It
just
helps you
cross
spell it, right?
There's a joke. It's like, how do you spell? Like, how do you say T-Y-O? And then they start saying it's like, how do you say T-W-O? And say 12. Oh.
Well, my
Twoo.
brother
I
does
used to
that
say
to me,
twoo.
but like who? Like
Oh, yeah?
W something. How do you
Oh,
spell indigestion?
But he
Okay.
like did a bunch of stuff.
So T-O, that's right.
Cross it off.
So here's the thing. Whenever you put that word to in front of a verb, like to wait, or the other one is to try, it's an infinitive, not a verb anymore. So that's true with anything like to write, or to run, or to go, to read, all of it, okay? Anytime you have to in front of it, that's not called a verb anymore, it's called an infinitive, okay? So, in light of that, Owen, what are the verbs?
With an N and I.
Not with,
Not I.
not in. Those are going to be prepositions. Not I.
Well, I don't
And
know
then
why I
typically
said
it's
I.
preposition.
That's okay.
I did not mean to.
There's
Look
a
at that first
stranger
part.
somewhere.
I meant I'm
There's a stranger somewhere.
a stranger.
Okay, wait. Go back to the beginning where it says, I welcome you to try. We know to try is not a verb, but there's another verb there in that sentence. Man, the wind. Is it the wind?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I did it wrong. Sorry. Get rid of this. I did
doing
this
it in
wrong. I
pen.
think you copied me.
No, I did not copy you.
Which one?
Why is it? Why is
No, you is actually a pronoun. That's correct.
Well, then I did something wrong. Then I did something correct. Then.
Whoa, okay. It's welcome.
Oh.
Welcome is a verb. And then look for an ed ending, Owen. That's another verb you can find. Countered. Countered is a verb. And then I think John mentioned it earlier. The M. Yeah. The M and I'm is a verb.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Well,
only.
I thought we were doing nouns again. I thought we were doing nouns. I was confused.
Oh, that's why you were confused. I was like, no, you're
I
good.
thought, okay.
You're good. We're working on verbs, but you're gonna tell us the subjects. So what are the subjects that go with those verbs?
So there's I.
I,
First I.
the letter
and-
I, yeah.
I, and then stranger.
Stranger, and there's one more.
One more. I guess it's I'm. Or I and I'm.
The I and I'm is
Got
also
it.
a subject. You guys got all that?
Mhm.
You guys good?
Wait, what were the
Wait,
verbs?
what?
Is with a verb?
No, that's a preposition.
Are we underlined?
Oh, wait, no.
Welcome. Okay, let's go over verbs really quick. Welcome, countered, and the M and I'm.
Alright,
Wait, what do you
Oh, I already got that. my bad.
subjects here.
Do you have the subjects, Nico?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there.
cool.
Here.
Thank you, Nora.
You're welcome. And
I was confused.
right there.
It's all right.
Hey, right.
Yeah, subjects are usually a noun or a pronoun, always. So,
That makes
anyway.
it easy.
Yes, Ellie, what about let's do main clauses. Remember, they all have, I know you'll have to, do you mind turning your book so she can see it? Subject, verb together are the main clauses.
The main column?
Yeah, so there's 3 main clauses here.
I welcome you to try,
Yes.
and then counter the stranger.
That one's going to go all the way to I, E-Y-E-I. Countered the stranger with a twinkle in his eye, so it goes on to the end. Okay. And then,
I'm happy to wait.
and I'm happy to wait. Good.
Wait, I didn't.
Those are brackets. Not underline. Those are brackets. Ay, ay, ay.
Or you
Don't
can
worry.
do
You're gonna-
braces, I guess. You can do
That's-
braces.
Okay, that's gonna be weird for when we do the preposition.
Yeah, you're gonna have to erase some of that,
It's
but
in pen.
oh, well, you have to put it. Well, hold on.
Do brackets.
Do you want a pencil that is
Or
Prepositional
braces. Do braces.
phrases. Oh wait, no, I skipped you. I'm sorry,
Right.
Lexi.
What? With a twinkle and in his eye.
With a twinkle and in his eye.
Yeah.
So just put a little X on these lines, because
Okay.
right here on this one. No, that one's good. This
No.
one.
No. Oh, that one.
So, well, I welcome you to try and countered the stranger is not. And I'm happy that's not. But these 2 are yes. Leave those. Okay. All right. Indent, we know that. Capitals. Indent is just going to go at the beginning before the word I welcome you to try. Just put a backwards P there. And then capitals, go ahead and do those by yourself. Those are easy.
Wait, do you capitalize after every main clause?
No.
Or no?
It's at the beginning of each sentence, or the letter I by itself is
Okay.
always capital.
Then I'm finished.
There's only 2. And then, comma. Well, you know what? Let's come back to that. Quotation marks. Miles, where do the quotation marks go?
I to try.
Okay.
I'm to wait.
Yes. So he says, I welcome you to try, and then he says, I'm happy to wait. So quotes around those. End mark is a period. Homophone we already fixed.
Wait, so where are the things?
I kind of got fast there.
Here and here and here.
What he says, I welcome you to try, and
I
I'm
got
happy to
that.
wait.
These.
Ethier, do you know where the comma goes? We need to add one. Do you know where it goes?
Is it I welcome you to try, comma?
Yes. Before the attribution. We talked about that recently too. So right before encountered. And I think that's everything, right? Did we get it all?
Homophone.
End mark is a
Apostrophe.
period. Apostrophe. Where does that go, Owen?
I don't know this.
Yeah.
Posh.
I already put it in.
You want help?
No.
Okay.
Okay, Nora, where's the top?
Between I and M.
I'm. You knew that.
Thanks.
Because otherwise it looks like M. It's not even a word.
I'm.
M.
in
M.
English.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
In-
All right, we're
Right
done with
on.
grammar for the moment.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Big book. Big book.
Yes, we have another set of pictures to write about this week.
Yay!
I did grade. If you turned it in by last night, I graded your stuff, so make sure you check that.
I edited mine. Or I put mine in.
I never
put-
turned in mine.
I
My
put-
mom did.
If you turned it in after 5 o'clock last night, or like later today. I'll grade it when I can, but it's not graded
I
yet.
didn't do that. I
Oh,
did
were we
it
supposed to do the
my like
sources?
3
Because
days
I
ago.
did
I saw yours.
sources.
So we're gonna start on page 132. Actually, go to 132.
Guess what? Magic.
Eternal.
132. There's a section on that page that says historical information. It's really important to read that. I like to highlight that if you have a highlighter.
Oh, I am.
That section right there. Because that gives you context with what's happening in the pictures.
Oh, I know what's happening.
I know you don't.
What are these?
You guys have heard about the Underground Railroad before?
I mean, there's 2 more dogs. So I know what to say in that.
It's where
The trees were
the
singing.
people are freeing
Listen,
black
guys,
people
listen.
from slavery, and then they take
Hold
them
on.
down there to hide them so they don't get caught.
It kind of reminds me of the Holocaust event, right? Where they're hiding the Jews. So this was a time where they were trying to end slavery and the slaves were trying to run and hide. Slavery was not ended yet. It was kind of right before the Civil War, right? Or during?
The Civil
It was
War?
during. Oh, prior to the Civil War.
Prior is
Okay, the Civil War was when they were trying to stop slavery. So, and the North and the South were in disagreement with that. But
California was not a part of it.
Of course.
so the Underground Railroad, John is right. That's where they hid people. And so we're gonna find out they hid the slaves basically.
So they don't get.
Oh, look, they got
if they get
spot
caught,
back.
what happened to them if they
They
got
go
caught?
back into slavery.
Or they get killed.
Or
Either
that.
way. All right, so I'm going to read that historical information right there, unless somebody else wants to read that. Anybody feel like reading that?
Hide.
Okay, I'll read it. Fine. Okay, I'm right there on page 132 under historical information. Prior to the Civil War, a network of people formed to help slaves escape to freedom in the North and Canada. They called their network the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad consisted of former slaves who had escaped, as well as white men and women who opposed slavery. The former slaves were often the ones who led runaways in their flight. And flight just meaning their escape.
They're flying away.
No, not flying. They were called conductors. The most famous conductor was Harriet Tubman. You guys remember that name? Okay. People who housed and hid runaways were called station masters, and their homes were called stations. Often their homes had secret hiding places such as spaces between walls or under the floor.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the walls must have been way thicker than they are now because I don't think I'd fit.
I don't
Between a
think
wall.
I would.
Well,
Maybe
not
Owen.
that well.
He might fit. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe this one.
He's like, okay,
Never
anyway.
mind.
Anyway, the people of the Underground Railroad used many secret codes and signals to let runaways know where, how, and when to flee. For example, code words in songs might have indicated it was time to flee. Owl hoots or quail calls might have directed slaves to a conductor. The people of the Underground Railroad also used clever disguises and tricks to help slaves. For example, wagons sometimes had false bottoms so that slaves could be hidden between the false bottom and the real bottom. Most journeys took many weeks or even months. Runaways were often on their own, guided by only the Big Dipper for much of the time. The trips were filled with hardships and danger. Despite all of this, between 1830 and 1862, thousands of slaves escaped to freedom on the Underground Railroad. So, by the way, just a note, the people who were trying to find those slaves that were running away are called bounty hunters. You guys remember those? Okay. So we can use that term in your story. Did you want to say something?
I watched the Mandalorians.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So, the weapon,
Different kind of bounty hunters, but yes.
the Mandalorian's weapon in real life, it'll like actually disintegrate you. That's how
Oh,
strong it is.
yeah.
The bullets that they have
Yeah.
and how fast it shoots it.
I want one.
So they had one side of the United States wanted to keep slavery, and the other side of the United States wanted to end slavery, and that was what was happening right about this time.
No,
The North and the South.
They didn't. They weren't.
Yeah. Hawaii was
Not.
their own thing, huh?
Yes, they were.
You're over there.
Yeah, they were like laying out on the beach, enjoying the day.
They weren't even.
Surfing.
They weren't even part of America yet.
Yeah, that's true. They weren't part of the-
1940s.
Ah, yes, yes. Okay.
Everything.
We're going to do another story, though, based on that historical background. Go ahead and look at page 133 now, which is on the other side. You've got new pictures here you're going to work with this week.
Hey, look at they found Spot in the middle picture. He didn't die.
Mine's a German
Oh,
Shepherd.
that was it? It was yours. It was yours. Nico had he had a very sad part of his story, and I was like,
Mine wasn't very
yeah.
sad.
I was talking to him while he was writing it. I'm like, what?
You knew I was going to get all upset about that. I was like, no. I don't like it when the dog dies. The dog died.
My dog was sleeping under the wagon.
Oh, sleeping is fine,
My
but
dog
dying
is
is not.
annoyingly incessant. My dog
We
is
don't want the dog to
annoyingly
die.
incessant. This actually was annoyingly incessant.
It's barking.
Annoyingly incessant.
All right. So for you, they did again put the question words in the side here. Oops, let me get to your page. Hold on.
Central fact.
Oh yeah.
I think mine was named
Who,
like
what,
Z or
when,
something.
where, why, how, doing, thinking,
Woohoo.
feeling, saying, before, after, outside.
All right. Shh. Okay, hold on, guys. So you're going to use these question words to help you come up with a plot. You get to be creative, but not too far outside of the historical background of this event, okay? So I don't want Star Wars bounty hunters, even though they're cool.
Lightsabers.
But yeah, we're gonna keep it within this era, and in this, it's called the Underground Railroad.
No baby.
So look at the first picture. Let's brainstorm together, and like you did last time, you can use this keyword outline if it helps you. How many of you needed a keyword outline to write your story? How
I
many?
filled it
You
out,
did?
but then I just.
How many of you did not use the keyword outline? You just wrote your story. How many of you did your homework last night or last week? You did.
I
Did
it
you
on
use
Wednesday.
your keyword outline or okay?
I changed a couple things. Though.
That's okay.
Yeah, Sam. I also did.
Did you use it or did you just think of it off the top of your head?
It took 2 hours.
Just thought
Yeah, why was
You
that
just thought
so
of it.
long?
It was a terrible story.
Yours?
You thought of it and then
They
what?
can make a
Added
movie
it
out of
into
it.
the keyword outline.
And you can do that too. If you think of it at later, you can add it. Or if you completely like, let's say you just like in the middle of the night, you're like, oh, I know what I want them to do.
You might want to
It
write
might
it
be
down.
a
on a piece of
brand
My mom just
new
questioned
idea.
me, why do you want it 12 during your
I'm inspired. I have to.
I'm like, it's homework, so
I can
It's
do whatever
fine.
I want until 12 o'clock if it's homework.
Yes,
Why
you
was
do.
that lesson like so long? It took me like 2 hours to do that.
Was it a long time?
It was a long, especially with Nico.
Those were the
Like,
longest 3
4
paragraphs
hours
in my life.
yesterday, only got 2 paragraphs done.
It's hard.
Also,
This is hard for me
Watching
too.
dance videos half the time, so.
Oh well,
I didn't help.
you were distracted.
It
Yeah.
was so easy.
So it's actually good.
Oh, see, okay, isn't that interesting? Some people think it's easy, and some
I would
takes
rather
longer.
use the
It's easy. I do.
Same.
It's pretty easy.
I'm that way too.
I'm not.
It's pretty easy to write, but it's really hard to make a good story.
How about you, Miles? Was it pretty easy for you, or because you're more creative? You have like, cause our brains are kind of split to, you're either mathematical, logical,
Oh, yeah.
methodical thinking, or you're more of a creative, like I know you enjoy painting those figurines
Sorry, but
and
I'm eating none of those.
painting or building things or music, maybe? Anybody musical? Okay, see?
I can play 3
I can play my hands
coins.
and coins.
He can play coins. There's coins right here, and it makes a very high pitch.
Ding.
Ding.
Higher than that though, probably, huh?
There.
Okay.
That's
So-
lower.
So sometimes if this is hard for you, don't worry. We're coming back to the academic style, right? Eventually.
You don't have to.
But for now you can enjoy this, Owen.
I'm
Okay.
actually good at doing some of this because I actually know
I'll just
lots
copy
about
that.
the history and stuff. It's not gonna be a good story. It's just gonna be
Very-
It's not.
It's gonna be a story,
It's
but
gonna
not
be
a
a
good
story,
story.
not that great though.
All right. Let's talk about it though and brainstorm, jot down some ideas. You can change them later if you want, but look at the first picture. Remember, each picture goes with a paragraph. Your first paragraph should only be about that first picture. Second paragraph, second picture, third paragraph. So let's look at the first. Remember central fact?
The man and the woman
Hold on.
running through the
Hold
forest.
on. See how Nico's raising his hand? Raise your hand if you have an idea, okay? First, though, okay, go ahead, Nico. I want to hear what you have to say.
Slaves escaping woods. Not into the woods, but
Yeah.
I'll just put an arrow.
I don't.
Oh, there you go.
think it's-
Slaves escaping Arrow Woods.
It's more like that. I think
I think
freeing
running.
slaves. Freeing.
Well, you can tell they're slaves because their clothes are a little tattered. Yeah, they're not, and you can tell they're running. They're in the trees, so you would think they're hiding in the trees.
I was gonna
Right.
say slaves running forest.
So, central fact. What does that mean again, Ether? The central fact. What does that mean? Or anybody? Do you remember?
The topic of the whole story.
No.
The topic of the paragraph?
Topic of the paragraph, but it's like, what did you say? Yes, what is literally in the picture? That's what you're looking for central fact. Roman numeral 1, but it's also your topic sentence, so that's true too.
So we were all.
I'm gonna do freeing
Pretty much.
slaves because I can do. both
Alright,
things.
slaves.
You can name them. It looks like there's a guy and a
I
girl,
don't need.
so
names.
you can put names with them if you
I'm
want.
not gonna name
that
people, I get too
and
attached.
So you get too attached. Oh my
I
gosh.
don't.
Well, you can have a happy ending. That's always a good idea too. Or not.
No happy ending.
As long as the dog
happy
doesn't die, okay?
No,
I'm
there's
okay
two,
if the
there's
people
two.
die, but I don't want the dog to die.
Actually,
Wait,
mine is kind of.
Wait, you don't
happy.
care about the people
People
dying? but you
can
care-
die, but I don't want the dog to die.
You don't care about
I always
people
cry when
as
dogs
much
die.
as dogs.
What you mean?
Right, exactly.
So there's actually
I'm
two
being
dogs.
sarcastic, but.
Yeah.
If you see, there's a dog right here and a dog right there. One's a German Shepherd.
Okay,
and the
what
other-
time of day is it here, would you say?
Night.
Obviously, you got the moon, stars,
Well,
so-
actually, you don't know that. There's the moon comes out in the day sometimes.
but not the
There's
stars.
stars.
Well,
No,
I guess.
it's depending on what time of
I
day.
can't see any stars or the moon.
It's
That window?
evening.
Okay, it could be evening, it could be nighttime.
Morning.
You decide that.
Let's just say
What did they use to guide them? Do you guys remember? What-
Dog.
Big Dipper.
The Big Dipper, not the dogs. The Big Dipper,
I did
which
not say
is a
dogs.
constellation,
I
right,
saw
in
it
the
last
sky. Yeah,
And the super cool.
Wait, there was a what?
it's really bright right now.
Wait, there's
Yeah,
a what?
yeah.
the Big Dipper.
Well, yeah, I see the Big Dipper everywhere.
So depending on where the Big Dipper is in the sky, it told them which way to go.
And I see,
North Star.
and I see Carl's boot sometimes.
Oh.
Carl's boots.
Okay, Nico.
No, wait, it's his belt.
So go ahead and write down some keywords here for yourself. I see slaves, forest, maybe running would be a good one, or ran, or hide, or
I'm doing freeing
Escape.
slaves.
Just say hi.
Freeing slaves.
freeing slaves. Well, nobody's freeing them yet. They're just running.
I
You
know.
just see it because you don't see like somebody.
But
Maybe on the
that's
outside of
how
the-
some
yeah.
things happen. It's just,
Wait,
it would be
look.
better for me to
Look
do
at
it.
one question word. Outside.
That is outside. Yes. Okay. That's fine. How are they feeling? Raise your hand. How are they feeling? What is it?
Hungry.
Hungry.
Bored,
What do you think,
anxious.
Shh. What do you think, Miles? How are they feeling?
Excited.
Excited, maybe? I don't know. It's probably a different feeling than like when you go to Disneyland. That's excited. But if you're running in the dark in the woods trying to live,
But what if it? But what
what would
if
it? Hold on. Let me hear from Miles. What would you think they would feel?
Scared.
More scared. I think more scared.
More
What else?
Nervous
relief.
that they might get caught.
Nervous. They might get caught.
Anxious.
Anxious.
Free.
Well, they're hoping to find freedom, but I don't know if they know it yet.
Oh no, don't get away from me.
I mean, we've never had a situation like that where we're running to live, right? To try to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was running away from a mountain
See,
lion.
I actually
in my
believe
backyard.
that, Owen.
I was running away from a mountain lion in my
A
backyard.
pit bull. I was
So,
playing
yes,
with my
I
friends. A
was
pit
running
bull
away
breaks
from
out of
a
a fence
Oh.
and starts chasing me down. Out of all the other small kids.
I
It
have
picks
a
me,
pit.
the biggest one.
So my husky's actually mixed with the pit bull.
Oh.
So we don't know.
It's not
So
like, you know,
I
climbed a tree.
But right now she's nice.
She's
I climbed a
the
tree.
sweetest.
I
Aw.
waited there for an
Pit
hour.
bulls can be
But she
really
doesn't
sweet.
listen.
I'm sitting with her like,
That's probably the husky side.
Yeah, they planted a bunch of seed in our backyard, so in the mountain lions and the coyotes come and eat the seed. So I had to run away from a mountain lion the other day.
Okay.
I really don't.
That's scary.
I don't know if
I had my dad was with me too.
Okay.
You can ask him.
Do you think that? Do you think that they're talking to each other here? Or are they just being quiet?
I think they're just being quiet.
What do you
I
think?
think they're probably quiet,
Focusing
so
on
they
don't-
to like.
Maybe whispering or sign language.
Locking in.
Go up to the tree. Let's hide in the tree.
the tree's not very tall.
It's full of leaves, so maybe they could hide
It's
in
a
there.
very small tree. because
As long as there's
look
a
at
bunch of,
them
like,
compared to the
branches.
tree.
That's
Yeah,
true.
look at them.
It's so small.
That is true.
Which is very small. Okay,
What's that?
It's probably as tall as like this.
The ceiling. Well,
I
at least,
mean, at least it would be easy to climb
yeah.
in a dress.
So jot down
Very
some of
easy.
those ideas for details, 1 through 5 here. So what I'm doing is looking at these questions on the side and trying to come up with a plot. So you can put some words like scared, hiding, quiet.
Oogie boogie.
No, that doesn't work. All right, I'll give you guys a couple minutes, actually probably just 1 minute, but go ahead. I like that you're working quietly. Look at these questions and think of some more details you can put about what these people are doing, why they're there, where are they going.
They're going to the moon.
Wait, I forgot which one. I'm guessing the north was against slavery and the south was for slavery.
Good question.
I
I
think
think
it
it was,
Because they were following the big.
north was where the freedom was.
Yeah.
And Canada. So northern United States was where they were
Mhm.
against slavery, and then the
Big
south.
Dipper is one word.
Say that one more time.
You get to count Big Dipper is one word.
Yeah, since it's the name of the constellation. Yeah,
Okay,
that's fine.
that's using my eraser.
Wait, they're going to the Underground Railroad, right?
Yeah, so the Underground Railroad was not literally a train railroad. It was more
Sure.
of a term, as like a. It's what they called
Sorry.
that whole process of escaping.
Should I call it North America? I don't know.
Yeah.
They're going to North America.
Yeah, that'll work.
North America. Is that one word? Will that work?
You can count that as one. Anytime you have a name of something, like a continent.
I guess yeah, it's fine. It could just be 2 words because 3.
Okay. You may not need it to be one, but
So I don't need to add any more things.
right here, what are you gonna put here?
I don't know. Moon and stars and Big Dipper.
Okay, so they
And the moon.
followed.
They followed the Big Dipper.
There you go. So followed Big Dipper.
I think I spelled America wrong now.
I abbreviated it.
AMARICA.
You're close. It's ER.
ER.
E in the middle,
E, not A.
even though it sounds like an A.
It does. It doesn't look right.
I know.
Okay. I'm just doing like the top.
Yeah.
The top.
That's fine.
first thing.
Your eraser doesn't work.
North. Okay, they're going to North America. That's what that is. Because
To find freedom. Yes, you can use the word freedom in there.
I guess freedom.
What do they have? They
Freedom.
don't have anything. What are they looking?
Power goes out.
So, okay, let's move on to the next one. And when you're done with that, because that's a good point, Nico. It looks like they're running, but the next picture,
Bots?
It's totally irrelevant.
well, I think these are people, remember those conductors that are helping? I think they're hiding in there.
And they got security dogs.
Yes, well, I think those dogs, to me, it looks like the
There's
bounty hunters are there with the dogs. The dogs might be smelling to see if there's any people inside there hiding. Well,
Oh yeah.
so I think the person in the wagon with the horse and everything, I think that person is a conductor. Remember they were called.
Oh
hold on.
yeah. The guy is talking to the conductor.
Either it's a conductor or a station master. So people who helped runaway slaves were like station masters, but also conductors were the ones that used to be slaves, but they are helping the runaway slaves. Okay, so either way you could use that. So if you use page 132 to help you with some of those terms, you can. But it looks to me like the person that's at the front of that wagon with the horse, driving the horse, is someone helping these slaves that are running. So maybe they're hiding. Remember, where do they hide inside the wagon?
So there's a false bottom, and then they hide between there and the actual bottom.
And the actual bottom. So they had to
So
probably
those are
lay.
well,
really
those are
still.
special.
Like, all
Like,
these
they
pictures
actually
do not
made that to
contribute.
make it like that. So.
Other running, another at a wagon.
Because look how thick it is compared to the actual people. It's very thick, the bottom.
Yeah, they actually could lay down in that.
It's very
That's
thick.
true.
It's very thick bottom.
And you can, in your version of this story, you can, maybe there's more people than just the two of them. It could be they have kids.
Where are they going in? Is it like
with them?
Canada or something?
Canada, North America,
Somewhere over
Canada.
north.
Northern America, really.
North.
Because North America is the United States,
Yes,
but
it is.
Northern.
Northern.
I'll just add that.
South America. Okay.
Talk about their dogs. You can name the dogs if you want. You can name the bounty hunters. I would put bounty hunters somewhere on there.
I already did.
I
Well,
did
I'm-
dogs smelling bounty hunters in the second picture up here.
I'm doing that for actually the third.
So the bounty hunters are the one that are looking for the slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So the dogs are probably,
the dogs
Helping.
are like looking around and they'll
Yeah.
bark if they see.
yeah.
I'm actually doing it for the third. Hiding from bounty hunters. I'm
Yes.
doing it for the third one,
Okay.
Because that would be nice.
What is the third, like a river?
Yeah, let's just look at jump down to the third picture. It's okay if you don't have it all filled in yet, because you can do that when it's quiet, when you're by yourself thinking about this. That's okay with me. The third picture, though, looks like a river. That one guy's on a raft. It's probably a different guy.
Transportation.
I feel like it would.
It looks like he's
would
helping
go
the
down.
slaves go somewhere.
So
On the
I'm
boat.
guessing, yeah,
He's
I
It's a
think you're
raft,
right.
not a boat.
One of the conductors, but I'm thinking, like, some of the time they ran by themselves, some of the time they jumped in a wagon like that,
Some of
and
the
then some of the
time
time they
they-
met somebody else, like this guy on the river. And it's like, get on the raft
Since
and
the
I'll
fact
take
that
you down the
said
river.
helping slaves raft.
Yep, because he has a paddle, it looks like. So he's able to steer the raft.
The raft's not connected to anything, so I feel like the current would just take it.
I know, it depends on how wild the river is, but
My
Because
poor
rivers are
Scooby-Doo.
usually always needed.
Yeah, see, I
Yes.
told you Scooby-Doo died because we're currents.
I know. I don't want Scooby to die. It's sad.
Everyone's gonna start crying.
I know, I about did. It was like 6 o'clock this morning. I'm like, what?
No,
Not
Scooby.
Scooby.
Wait, no, look at Scooby and Scrappy are
Don't
gonna
worry,
die.
he had a wonderful time shooting TV shows.
What was your dog's name?
Mine?
Yeah, yours.
Or no, Scrappy.
That was Spot.
I have enough time. I have
No,
extra
they
time.
called it.
That's what I was doing.
All right.
Mine was Katie. After my dad.
So here's what you guys are gonna do later, because I know it's not all filled in yet. Don't forget about these questions. Owen, this is really gonna help you, because he's talking about like what are they thinking, feeling, saying. In fact, let's read those question words together. Just read that list with
Who,
me.
what, when,
Ready,
where,
read. Who, what, when, where, why, how, doing, thinking, feeling, saying, before, after, outside.
outside my house.
And outside is not outdoors.
It's
It's
outside the picture.
Outside the frame of the picture. Okay?
In each
Maybe-
of these, they are outdoors.
Maybe there's more people standing on the sides that we don't see,
That's
or
what I was saying about that there might be somebody further down. But
All right.
it's just outside.
we're gonna skip now to page 135. So go ahead and go to page 135. You do have a new dress up.
No.
Try not to slam your books,
You're
okay?
changing it
So-
all.
I
okay.
did, sorry.
Okay. We're adding an ly opener. You guys already have the prepositional opener. Now we're adding a number 3 ly adverb opener. I'm on the page 135. Okay. In this lesson, you will learn another sentence opener. It says the ly adverb opener is an ly adverb at the beginning of a sentence.
No.
It starts the sentence. You guys have already seen those in your grammar, right?
No.
We're doing those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have like number number
What?
5 or
Yeah,
6?
number 3. Okay, yeah.
3?
This is a piece of cake.
Nobody.
ly adverb is the number 3. And it also is a dress up. So here's the thing. You can't use it as an opener and a dress up. So you have to have one ly that's an opener and a different ly that's a dress up.
Dang it.
Yeah,
Boo.
What?
it's harder.
Yes.
This is part of this class. It gets harder like this,
Now we have to
okay?
have 6 L's.
Don't underline that ly if it's an opener. You just need to put a bracket with a 3.
3 brackets.
Yes, for the ly opener.
Got it.
A couple of rules here. On page 135 right here, you've got 2 examples. There, I'm looking at the top under that first paragraph. It says, frantically, they grabbed some food and fled. Notice there's no comma there because remember the rule says if the ly word modifies the verb only, you don't need a comma. But if it modifies the whole sentence, you do need a comma. So that's the rule. So it's telling how he grabbed the food. He frantically grabbed it. So a test, remember the test when we said it was blank, that blank? So if I said it was frantic that they grabbed some food, that doesn't make sense, right? So no comma there because it's only modifying that verb. But the next example says, clearly their little Elijah would be sold. Sad.
$10.
So clearly, if I use the test, it is clear that their little Elijah would be sold. That works. It is clear that their little Elijah would be sold. So it modifies the whole sentence. Does that make sense to you guys? There's 2 different ways to look at it. Then you need a comma. So on that page, in a blank spot somewhere near those 2 sentences, do the test. I want you to put test and then put it was blank that blank. That's the test. And then you use that ly word. It was clear that their little Elijah would be sold.
What do we
Makes
put?
sense.
Can I put it on a sticky note?
Yeah, you can put it on a sticky note or somewhere on that page.
I'll
Like-
stick a
Which
sticky
one?
note on that page.
Right here. Yep. Next to these sentences.
Okay.
If it works, I'm going to put works, question mark, need, comma. If it works, when you plug in that word, you need a comma. It's just a little note for yourself in that book so that you can tell when you're using these openers, do you need a comma? Do you not need a comma?
Got it.
All right.
Alright. Put it right here. So now we don't know.
Basically, the middle of that page tells you exactly what I just explained to you, so we're not going to read all of that. But jump down to where it says practice. There's a spot there for you to actually put some words
I
in.
already did that.
Oh, good. So it says which ly adverbs might open these sentences. 1, I'll have you go first. Hang on. Blank, the family tiptoed through the woods. What do you have?
Quietly.
Quietly. Perfect. Anybody else have anything different for that?
Quickly.
Quickly.
That reminds me of fast food.
Silently is a good one. What about number 2? Blank, the men searched for the missing slaves. How did they search for the
Loudly.
Nervously, loudly, maybe. Miles?
Diligently.
Diligently. Ooh, I like that.
Angrily.
Angrily. Don't want to keep this job and don't want to get fired.
Not quite, but I know where you're going with that. It's pretty good.
Terribly.
Cautiously?
Terribly.
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 So,
Terribly.
yes, either one of those would work. All right, you got another one?
I can't say it.
Frankly?
No.
Frantically.
Yes, that.
Frantically, yes, that's a good one. Go to page 136 next.
Say the right word, friend.
Practicing a couple more, another opener, 136, you guys. There you go.
Oh.
Prepositional opener. Do you guys have that page tabbed, by the way? Hopefully you do.
Nope.
What page?
Preposition.
Yeah, you do.
Preposition.
Prepositions. Yep, there they are. if you don't have it tabbed, you should put a Post-it in there.
I do. Why?
Thanks for helping your friend out.
Wait, why do I need that then?
Page 115 is the list of prepositions. Do you have that tabbed, Lexi?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna tap it like this and I'm just gonna draw out. Draw out. That is.
Page 115. If you don't have a Post-it there, you should put one there.
You ruined it.
Unless, Miles, do you have a list of prepositions right there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. You can use that.
What page?
115.
Oh, I went back to 115.
That's you should have a Post-it on that page. Nora has some if you need one.
Is that posted?
Brian, you need one?
No.
115?
No, I already.
115.
I just did not.
So what is a good opener? I'll have Miles pick one for number 1.
Above the clouds.
Blank, they moved as quietly as possible.
Okay.
Interesting.
No, we're not doing LY, we're doing prepositions now. So
It
this
says
is page.
after comma, they moved as quietly as possible.
I guess that.
Maybe.
like
Miles
up.
is thinking, shh. I don't think that's it. Look at the other two also. I'm
I
going to
have
ask you guys
one.
about the other two. Give a prepositional opener.
Outside, like outside, they move as quietly as possible. Yeah, outside is a preposition.
Okay. Through?
That does make sense.
These are so difficult.
Through what?
Through the forest.
Through the forest, they moved as quickly as possible.
Oh, I
That's a
thought
good
we were
one.
just gonna have to do it in front
Yeah.
of the. I thought it was. Just,
No, it's going to be a
You have to
phrase.
add words.
It doesn't have to be just one word.
Okay,
It's a phrase. So you could say through the woods or through the forest, they moved as quickly as possible.
Above the clouds.
Outside, they moved quickly as possible. Did you think of one, Miles?
I have one.
Around the big rock, they moved as quietly as possible.
I like it. Around the big rock.
Above the clouds as quietly as possible.
No.
Okay.
What about the next one? Blank James held Ellie still.
Above the ground.
Those are made up names. Above the ground?
Yes.
Oh, wait, I know what the number
I guess that would work.
It works.
Inside the carriage. James
Ooh.
held the Ellie's.
Yes, inside the carriage. Nice. Or inside the wagon.
Above the ground.
Either way, carriage works too.
Above the ground. It works.
Oh, it's like shh. That's gonna work.
Be quiet above. They're
It's not
above the
really
ground.
quiet when you're.
When you're holding a kid really up high, no, they're not gonna be
It's
quiet.
not really
The
quiet.
third one, across the hill. They
Above the
would
ground.
reach the north.
Oh, across the hill. Okay, they would reach the north. That's a good one for number 3. Anybody else have a different one for 3?
Oh wait, I didn't do 2.
So you're gonna go back to page 136, and that's the page you need to use the list for. Okay.
I only did 1.
So one was,
Above
you
the
could
ground.
say at night even for this one. At night they moved as quickly as possible. These are just gonna help you for when you guys go to write your story. You got some already that you thought through already. You can use these.
Under the sky, James held
Let's go into the Asia ones. That's next.
Good at these.
Yeah, I am great.
What are the Asia words? Who can tell me?
Well,
Wait,
Between
raise your
the
hand, raise
sky
your hand.
and the ground, they would reach.
I think Ellie knows. Go ahead.
Well, we're asking to follow.
There you go. Good. I knew you knew.
Because.
But yeah. You know what? I just looked at the clock. So here's what we're gonna do. You guys need to get out your vocabulary words. We need to review those super quick because those are also gonna be in your stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Under the sky.
I don't think you made it.
Above the ground, under the sky. Under the sky.
Vocabulary.
Nice.
Raise your hand if you want to do one of the vocabulary words. This is lesson 14.
Learning.
You have them ready?
Yeah, right here.
Okay, go ahead. John can do one.
I'll
Once
do
you get it ready.
Me.
Lou. To appear in a threatening form.
We did that one.
A
already.
figure seen to loom on the horizon.
Nice. Loom. And that picture looks like a guy in the shadows.
I don't know.
Looming
Look
in
at
the
this is
shadows.
like an action
Owen?
in a movie that it just appears and lightning strikes and stuff.
yeah.
It appears right there above the hill.
Yeah, and I pointed the. Yeah.
Distraught. Wait, we did these already. I
No.
thought we did.
No, this is correct.
These are the ones-
Distraught,
Distraught. Deeply upset or agitated.
agitated, actually.
Agitated.
Uh-huh.
The distraught mother waited for her son to come home. For
Okay.
some reason, I remember saying
That's an adjective describing someone, how they feel distraught.
we get it.
Okay, so you can use that one as, you can use those as a vocabulary and your dress up. So that's okay with me.
Beautiful.
Ethier.
Deplorable. Terrible or disgraceful. The house was in deplorable condition after the storm.
Good. Another adjective, deplorable condition. Anybody else, the last one? Imperative. You want to do it, Lexi? You keep looking at me, so I'm going to pick you.
Absolutely necessary or required. It was imperative for runaways to travel by night and hide during the day.
Good. It was imperative. So that one's going to be, yes, another adjective. All right, you guys. 3 paragraphs. Don't forget your checklist.
Okay.
Have a good one.